Hello friends. In this video you will hear John Rockefeller's 12 rules for wealth. As you know, John Davidson Rockefeller is recognized as the richest man in the world over the past 100 years. His financial condition in terms of current monetary units would be over $340 billion. The 12 rules of John Rockefeller are excerpts collected by his readers from quotes he ever uttered and published in an autobiographical memoir. John taught this rule of wealth to his only son, and he passed it on to his 5 sons now. The Rockefeller dynasty still remains one of the richest dynasties in the world, having united with another richest American Rothschild family, although the attitude towards these people can be ambiguous. However, it must be admitted that they know how to be rich, they know how to become rich and maintain their wealth, and largely because they follow the 12 rules of John Rockefeller, who, being from a rather poor large family, from scratch became a dollar billionaire and the world's largest oil tycoon. Therefore, this person definitely has a lot to learn. Introducing the golden rules of John Rockefeller. The first rule is to work less for someone else. The more you work not for yourself, the worse you live. Those who work all day have no time to earn money. John Rockefeller was convinced that working for an uncle is a road to nowhere, by personal example. In his entire life, he worked for someone else's company for only a short time. And this was at a very early age of 16 years. Despite the fact that John quickly grew up the career ladder and as a young man rose from an assistant accountant to the head of the company. He realized that this is a bad way of development. He resigned and became a business partner of another entrepreneur, while borrowing the missing capital at interest. The second rule, save money, look for where you can buy goods cheaper and plan your shopping list in advance and buy only what is on the list. John Rockefeller had every penny counted. He did not spend money on something that was not aimed at increasing capital. From childhood, he created savings by putting the money he earned into a piggy bank, which allowed him to issue his first interest-bearing loan at the age of 13 and become a business partner at the age of 18. The third rule is if you have little money you need to do business. If there is no money at all, you need to do business urgently right now. It was in the opening of his business that John Rockefeller saw the best way to get rid of poverty, and he proved this perfectly by his own example. Doing business, even if at first on a partnership basis, gave him the opportunity to turn from a poor man into a world oil magnate. Moreover, without wasting time, he began to engage in serious business very early at the age of 18. The fourth rule is that the path to great wealth lies only through passive income. Income that comes to you regardless of your efforts. Create a source of passive income and live to your heart's content. Gradually, John Rockefeller turned from a businessman into an investor. He was the owner of a large number of large enterprises that brought him income without much interference. Only passive income coming regardless of their own efforts, the possibility of which is always limited, can become a source of great wealth. Rockefeller perfectly proved the effect of this rule by his own example. The fifth rule when thinking about how to earn at least $50,000 a month, you can do more, you can't do less. This figure was recommended by Rockefeller for a reason. He believed that a rich person should not spend more than $50,000 a month. This is his limit. Therefore, I included just such an amount in my wealth rules. The sixth rule: money comes to you through other people. Communicate. Not sociable people extremely seldom become rich. Rockefeller was convinced that communication with other people and a friendly attitude towards them helps to come to wealth, while it is much more difficult to do it yourself. Here we can recall that in his oil company, Standard Oil, John Rockefeller paid salaries to employees in shares of the company. Thus, they became personally interested in the success of the common cause, because their personal income from shares depended on it. Therefore, working with maximum diligence enriches both ourselves and the owners of the company. The seventh rule is a poor environment almost always pulls you into poverty. Surround yourself with winners and optimists. John Rockefeller understood that poor people have a psychology of poverty. They always complained and did not take responsibility, so communication with them does not carry anything constructive, but rather psychologically inclines to their own transition to similar thoughts. Rich people, on the other hand, have the psychology of success. They think in possibilities, they are able to charge and motivate others with their optimism, so communication with such people is always constructive and useful. The eighth rule: poverty arises if you shy away from responsibility. Do not invent excuses for yourself why right now you cannot start moving towards your goal. Often people try to justify their indecision by some external reasons. The eighth rule of Rockefeller's wealth says that in this case there can be no excuses, and by inventing them, a person only dooms himself to poverty. Therefore, you need to take full responsibility for your life. The ninth rule: by studying the biographies and thoughts of the richest people in the world, the richest people in the world proved by their own example how success can be achieved. Therefore, their stories and thoughts can always be used as a rule of wealth. A good example to follow. Actually, these 12 rules of John Rockefeller are just such a case. Therefore, if you want to get rich, you need to listen only to the rich and not your friends and acquaintances who are in the same position as you. 10th rule, dreams are the main thing in your life. A person begins to die when he stops dreaming. John Rockefeller was convinced that dreaming is not only not harmful, as the well-known saying goes, but also useful and even necessary. It is dreams and goals set on the basis of dreams that lead a person to wealth. And if a person has no dream, no vision of his future, he simply has nothing to strive for. John Rockefeller himself from childhood dreamed of earning $100,000 and earned as much as $1,400,000,000. 11 rules helping people disinterestedly from the heart, but only to those whom you yourself want to help. Give 10% of profits to charity. John Rockefeller was a philanthropist all his life. From early childhood, he donated 10% of his earnings to the church. Later, he began financing other charitable projects. And in his old age he gave away about $500 million for charitable purposes. Rockefeller recommends always helping those in need. Just like that, from a pure heart, not out of selfish motives. 12 rule: create business systems that will work themselves and enjoy your earned money. The last rule of John Rockefeller's wealth means that it is pointless to save money just because you need to use it for your own good while enjoying it. Wealth should make a person happy. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Here they are. John Rockefeller's 12 rules for wealth. Take note of them and change in life all the same. This person can be considered one of the best authorities in achieving wealth. And judging by the level of financial condition, it is the best. Friends, thank you so much for watching. We hope this video will help you reach your goals. If you like this section, please share this video with your friends. Subscribe to our channel, click on the bell so as not to miss anything, and be sure to like. All for now.